So it seems like the entertainment industry kind of decided that the COVID-19 pandemic is over. I have mixed feelings about that, but I was really excited by all the trailers that came out over the past week or so, and I would love to talk to you about some of them. So without further ado, let's talk movies. It's hot in here. So, if you missed it over this past weekend, a thing called DC Fandom happened, which is basically DC's response to the lack of Comic-Cons this year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. During that Fandom, they released a bunch of trailers and all sorts of fun stuff, and I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Matt Reeves The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson, of course, and the internet is going crazy for emo Batman. And so am I. He looks like every boy I had a crush on in 2010. As a former emo, and possibly still, I'm very here for it. And I'm enjoying all the tweets I'm seeing of people thirsting after him as well. But the trailer is really exciting because we do finally get a look at Bruce Wayne and all his eyeliner Robert Smith glory. We also get a look at Catwoman, played by Zoe Kravitz, and her sort of DIY looking costume, which is pretty cool. We get a look at the Penguin, played by Colin Farrell, who's almost unrecognizable, the Riddler by Paul Dano, and of course Commissioner Gordon, played by Jeffrey Wright, which I think is just a brilliant casting decision, and I'm very excited for it. And this movie comes out ambiguously in 2021. I really liked this shot in the trailer that was kind of like, because the world is kind of... But I'm really interested in this movie. I think it looks good, and I know a lot of people are confused, maybe. It's because that this movie takes place in a different universe than the Justice League and Batfleck, so, you know, you can kind of expect to ignore all the things you've seen about Batman from DC before, and I think that's a lot for some moviegoers, casual moviegoers, maybe not comic book readers, to swallow. Comic book readers are used to having 15 different universes, 15 different Batman, and sometimes they meet each other, and sometimes they don't. But I had somebody reach out to me, my coworker Christina, and was like, we're getting another Batman movie? Sort of confused. I don't know. I say just sit back and enjoy the ride. DC has said that they're interested in making more movies in alternate universes, kind of like they did with the most recent Joker movie that you know that I hated. So, I am much more optimistic about the success of this movie in terms of me liking it. That success. I think it'll probably do well in the box office, and hopefully people will feel more comfortable going to the movie theater in 2021. We also got a trailer for Wonder Woman 1984, and I am so excited to see this movie. I can't tell you how excited I am. And we finally got a look at Cheetah, played by Kristen Wiig, which is so cool. I wouldn't call Cheetah like a bad guy necessarily, but I would definitely call her an antagonist, and I think it's really cool to see Kristen Wiig in a role like that. I also think Cheetah looks pretty good from the brief look that we got at her, because in the comics, as you know, she's like a cat person. And I think that they could have really gone in a cat's direction, and I'm not sure I can handle that in the year of our Lord 2020 right now. I wonder though if we would be desensitized, because all I can think about is Taylor Swift shimmying as a cat. It haunts my waking moments, but again, I'm really excited for this movie. Cheetah CGI aside, I'm interested to know how Steve Trevor comes back from the dead. I'm interested to see Pedro Pascal as a weird car salesman bad guy. And of course, I really enjoyed the first Wonder Woman movie, and this one looks like it's really amping up the all the, I don't know, the fight scenes, and you see her with her lasso and she's lassoing the lightning to swing, and it looks really cool. That movie comes out October 2nd, which is just a little over a month away. Are you gonna feel comfortable going to movie theaters? And speaking of that, we have New Mutants coming out this Friday. Like, this Friday, as in Friday, August 28th. Now, this movie has been pushed back several times, so I understand why they're hesitant to push it back again, but how well could this movie possibly do? I have hesitations about, you know, them just sort of throwing it out there and being like, whatever. I mean, movie theaters have been closed in some places for like 5 months. And some places are reopening the movie theater to allow people to go see this movie. The X-Men is my favorite Marvel franchise. It's my favorite cast of characters. I really love the New Mutants, and so I really want to see this movie, but you're not going to catch me in a movie theater anytime soon. Movie theaters in a vacuum, can do everything that a place should do to make sure that we can be safe while COVID-19 is running rampant. You know, they can make sure that there's spacing between seatings. They can make sure that masks are mandatory. However, what about eating and drinking? You have to move your mask to eat or drink in a movie theater. And is somebody going to stand in the theater and watch every single person who's in the theater and make sure they're not pulling their mask under their nose while it's dark? And there are some people who refuse to wear a mask. Those people theoretically wouldn't be allowed into a movie theater, but who knows if they're going to take it off when they get inside. To me, it just doesn't seem safe, right? And I'm certainly not judging you if you feel like you want to go to the movie theater, but when you look at the whole scope of what's going on in the world right now, a lot of places are still reporting hundreds of new cases every day, and deaths several days out of the week, if not every day. And is it worth it to go see a movie in the movie theater, and say you live alone, say you live by yourself and you feel like going to see a movie wouldn't impact anybody else? All of the people you come in contact with, everybody who works at the movie theater, everybody who's in there to see the movie theater, everybody you run into in public, at the grocery store, when you're going to get gas, when you have to run out for toilet paper, like, you run into so many people even if you just exist in a bubble by yourself. And to me, a movie, even a movie modeled after a comic I really, really enjoy, is not worth it. I'm immunocompromised, I know a lot of people are, and I don't know. It just seems like a risk that's just wholly not worth it. And so I question whether it's wise to be releasing movies at this time. It definitely seems like they're just letting movies like New Mutants go out there into the world, because was New Mutants gonna do very well anyway? I don't know. You know, the X-Men movie franchise is marred by unfortunately bad films, you know? So who knows? I just really question, like, the capitalism of it all, you know? And I wonder if even in October, when Wonder Woman 1984 comes out, if I'm going to feel comfortable going to a movie theater. And I know I'm not alone in this sort of assumption, and I'm not judging you. Again, if you want to go to the movie theater, live your best life. But I think when we think about the whole scope of what it means to possibly be someone who spreads a virus, it can be overwhelming. But the reality is, like, we are currently all responsible for each other's health, and we should be as safe as possible. I don't know what the world's going to look like in October, and I hope that I get to go to the movie theaters. I love going to the movies. It is my favorite activity. I used to do it at least once a week, and I love to sit alone with a giant tub of popcorn and a very large Diet Coke, and only God can judge me. I don't know. Let me know what you think about all of this. Some other trailers worth watching if you have the time. Enola Holmes, a Netflix movie where Henry Cavill plays the meatiest Sherlock to date. But really it's about Millie Bobby Brown playing Enola Holmes, which is the sister of Mycroft and Sherlock Holmes, of course. And I love that it's going to be sort of a young female heroine who's being smart. I love that it's going to be this young female heroine who's out there solving detective crimes and being very smart, and Helena Bonham Carter plays her mom, and she's on this mission to find her mother. It looks very sweet, very cute. I will definitely watch it on Netflix. It comes out in September. Also released during DC Fandom was a roll call of James Gunn's Suicide Squad, so there are tons of characters in that film, and James Gunn has said from the beginning not to get too attached to any of them, because he's gonna kill some of them. But it was still really cool to see all of them. I'm really excited about King Shark and also Polka Dot Man, played by David Dastmalchian, who I have interviewed about his comic called Count Crowley, that I really, really enjoyed. You can find that somewhere around here. Anyway, and also don't forget about Death on the Nile, which was an amazing trailer. I love Agatha Christie and Hercule Poirot. I have a hard time saying, but I love so much. I love murder mystery stuff, and I'm really excited to see this sort of come to life in modern times. There is a movie that's from the 70s, which isn't not modern times. I don't want to make anybody feel old out there. They're redoing it, and not only is it a murder mystery, but it looks like a beautiful study in 1920s sort of fashion, which is just right up my alley. So very excited for that. Yeah, so you definitely won't catch me in the movie theater anytime soon, but I love that I can sit back and relax and watch all these great trailers from the comfort of my own home, as I always did. It reminds me of the before times, and I truly miss movies and stuff, and so I'm excited to see all the stuff that's coming to streaming services like Enola Holmes, and also like Mulan before, even though you have to pay money for it. And I'm excited to see how sort of the entertainment world copes with what's going on right now. What about you? Are you going to see any of these movies anytime soon? Do you feel safe in the movie theater? I don't know. I'm interested in your take. I'm interested to know what you think about this because there's not any real clear-cut answer in my opinion. I'm not going to tell anybody what to do with their lives themselves. So, let me know what you think about a lot of things. Emo Batman, Hunky Sherlock, Enola Holmes, a look at Cheetah. Lots of stuff. Just let me know what you're thinking and feeling. Checking in on you guys. This has been it. I hope to get back to some comics content next week, but I thought I definitely had to mention all the stuff that was going on in the entertainment world. This has been Nerd News with Destiny. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week, same-ish time, same place.